6 of the Crossbow build, and it's time to make the bolts. And I ordered all my parts from the Longbow shop. It seemed very reasonable. They seemed to be well recommended, and I've just got all the parts. It's just Christmas Day again, isn't it? It's wonderful. I've got Port Orford cedar shafts, 5/16, 40 to 45. I thought I'd get the strong ones. The grain is very clear at the end, so you can see which way you actually put the nock in, which I'll go through. If there's any problems or anything that I think you should know, then I shall film it. I bought these, so they cut these for 18 inches, 6 of them for the Crossbow, and then they're full 32-inch length, so I'll be using the other 6 for the Longbow, because I will make a Longbow next. And I also ordered some blue and yellow fletchings for that, but I ordered 4-inch. It's got 4-inch on the invoice, but they've sent me 3-inch. Oh, so I will email those later, and hopefully they'll be able to deal with it, and I can get 4-inch. Not too worried at the moment, because that's the next project. Just one thing about the Crossbow. Now, this has been strung up for a few days, and you know, this paracord is a little bit flexy. I'm not sure about it, so I've gone ahead and ordered some Dacron, and I'm going to try the Flemish twist. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure my shafts. And how long do we cut them? Well, I've got the shaft right up to the stop, and I put a rule in here. Now these, and I didn't mention these, yes, the Modkin points, they look really lovely, really sort of black and medieval. They'll be great. And I've just checked the depth of these, and they go down 1 inch. There's 1 inch on there, so, and that's a taper, and I'll show you how I'm going to put the tapers on later. So I'm looking at this, and you want the Modkin point to be Modkin point, beg pardon, you know, hanging off of the tiller, so about 16.5 inches. You've got about just under 16 inches to the end there, and I thought, well, give it another 16.5, then plus 1 inch, so 17.5 inches. So I'm going to cut just there at 17.5 inches. So I thought I'd just check the straightness on these shafts. It's going to be obviously really important when it comes to the 32-inch for the Longbow. The most of you would be down to about, I've got a draw length of about 29-30 inches. I'm checking it with a straight edge, and honestly, I've checked a few of these now. Really, they're as straight as an arrow. So well done, guys. I think I've made the right choice. Wonderful. So I'm putting the nock on the end here, and I've got the grain running this way, and so I'm filing against it for the nock this way. Now I'm using a round file. Backyard Bowyer uses a larger round file, but he's using 3/8 shafts. These are only 5/16, so with a round file, and I'm just putting my fingers either side so it doesn't stray. I just work like that. There's a little bit, about 2 mil left either side here. It's got in quite a depth there. This file's about 5/16 actually, so as long as I keep going, I think I should actually get to a sharp edge, and then have enough depth, maybe about 1 mil or so. I don't need to position it anymore now. I can put a bit more pressure on and work down. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just cleaning up around the edges. Okay, so I've clamped a drill into my workmate, and with a fine sanding pad I've just applied about a 5-degree angle on the first inch of this shaft, and then the point goes on and looks pretty good. So I'm really happy with that. Now I'm just making the fletching jig out of a bit of my crushed plastic, and just a little tip, put it lining up in a vise and use the top of the jaws to get a nice straight cut. Just sand the rough edges off. Okay, now the first thing I found when I tried to put the the feather in there was that this is too tight, so I've got a screwdriver down either end and just opened it up a little bit, just relieved it a bit, because it was just too tight and it was gripping, and although we're pulling with the feathers, it was too much. So I've opened it up, slid it in, made a little hacksaw mark actually instead of a felt pen marker, and I've done, he doesn't say the distance, but I think it's about 3/4, and I've basically put the fletching tape on. It's double-sided, it's very, very thin, and now lining it up. So I've made a point actually there, a little pencil point, so I'm right in the middle, and then I'm just going to apply, well, a few degrees, but if you just look at it and look down, and I'm going to do this live, so you can see it's up at the back here and then down about the same there, and then just bring it down very slowly. So you need to go to the left. Whoa. Look down there. And absolutely dead straight. That's not what I wanted. Okay, let's try again. Okay, second try, and you can see that it's higher here and lower here, and it's about equal amounts. Yeah. Now the one on the other side, got to remember, it's got to be the opposite so that it spins. That again isn't really explained clearly, but it's just, basically it has to be because it's got a spiral. So let's just see if I can get the other one similar to this one. I don't know just how accurate it needs to be. I don't think it has to be that, but that looks pretty good. You can just see it going off down that way. And just so just to clear this up, so if you see this is the high point and the low point, then if you turn it 180 degrees, do exactly the same, high point, low point, and then they will both be, well, they'll be correct. So let's try this side. Well, that wasn't so hard second time. So now you can see that you have this one higher on that side, and that one will be higher on that side. You can see, so this one is over here, that one's over there, and it's not bad. Quite pleased with that. And I'm then going to apply a little bit of super glue on these ends as suggested. I don't know if I mentioned, but the hot glue device here, nothing wrong with that at all. Lovely. So there's one bolt, 5 more to go.